Hoymiles about its history and products. Later, our technical manager Jane will give you further training. So here is the agenda. First part will be company overview. Secondly, about product. The third chapter will be question and answer. Okay, so the first part is about our company. Here is our history. Actually, our patent company, a parent company, Hankai Group, is founded 60 years ago in 1958. This is a state-owned company, mainly for switch and AC cabinet. Later, Hankai Group would like to seeking the new direction for new energy. So they concentrate on renewable energy. So they cooperate with Zhejiang University, and our boss, Dr. Yang, is a leader of this project. So they co-invest each other, and Hoymiles was founded. Okay. 哎，这鼠标怎么这么恶心呢？下一页是什么？这个哪个是下一页？鼠标就滚轮有问题。OK， 好。OK， here is a more obvious. Zhejiang University and Hankai Group, they are parent of Hoymiles. So our founders, CTO and CEO, are all graduate from Zhejiang University. They are doctors, all doctors. So we are quite strong in R&D. So that's why we are quite confident about our technology and quality. Okay, so here is a milestones of Hoymiles. So we are founded since 2008. So step by step, till now, we would like to enlarge our product range. So in this year, we will launch a lot of new products, such as three-phase micro-inverter and a hybrid inverter for energy storage, as well as optimizer. So they all are in our plan. Those products will be a good complement of our current product. So in future, we can provide our end users and the distributors, our partners, more options for energy solution. Okay, here is some fact. Actually, we are top one in efficiency, which is weighted by CEC laboratory, and we are the biggest suppliers of microinverter in China. So this is already in documentary. Of course, we are the best one in density of power. So you can say the dimension of our microinverter is quite small, but quite powerful. The maximum output power has been reached to 1,500, which is the most powerful in the world. So here's the fact why I said that we are number one in China of microinverters. So you can see this is the top 20 list of all PV inverters manufacturers in China. You know, we are the top 18s. So comparing with string inverter and central inverter, so this is not easy to be listed in this rank. We are you can find that we are the only one of microinverter on this list. So which means we are definitely #1 for a microinverter in China. So this is 2017, and here is 1918. We are one position behind, but nevertheless we're still top 20. In last year, which is 2019, so we are 17th on this list. So in this past 3 years, so we keep this rank, which means we keep the #1 position for microinverter. And in next year, we estimate that we could double our sales turnover. So which means our rank could be a little bit forward. Okay, so now we have a lot of network globally. Nearly in all continents, we have our partners. To enlarge our business, so we hope that more friends and partners could join us in future. Okay, thanks. So now let's switch to Jane, our colleagues for technical part. Huh?
Hi everyone. Good day. Now I'm going to talk about our products. Okay, so basically our company, we have 3 kind of products, let's say it. The first one is microinverter, the second one is DTU, which is data transfer unit. And this one is DTU Pro, which is our newest product. And this is a monitoring platform. We have it now because it's a monitoring platform. Also, we have an app for installer and end users. And you can see on the picture, here is the panels, and basically how to install the DTU. It's pretty easy. You have to just place it indoor, and the data, we just collect the data from the microinverter and panels, and all the data we just transfer to the monitoring platform. Right, so let's go for the microinverter. And how now we have a HM series. It's our new release actually. And also the certificate, we have almost all the products, we have the certificates for almost around the world. And also we have MI and HM, only 2 series for the microinverters. So HM and MI, the only difference is for the HM series, there's an external antenna, and there's a reactive power compensation function. It's very nice to for some area that require this function. So actually for the power, we have a 1-in-1 inverter. It's HM 300, 350, and 400. And this is 2-in-1 inverter. It's HM 600, 700, 800 volt. And HM 1000, 1200, 1500 is 1-in-4 unit. So for the HM series, these 2 new factors, we got an external antenna, which means the signal is stronger. 看不到我的 You can see. So you can actually see there's an external antenna, which means that there's a stronger communication quality between microinverter and DTU. Also, the data when it's uploading is more stable. So HM0 is, as we are highly recommended our client to use it. So this is the data sheet. You can have a look with that. For the biggest, 看不到我的那个，啊？ So Sorry. So actually, for the panels, for 300 volts inverter, you can go high to 380 volts, and for 350 inverter, you can go with 440 volts panels. So you can have a look with all those three. It depends what you need. We have a different kind of product can support your needs. All right. So for all of them, the startup voltage is 22 volts. The operating voltage range is from 16 to 60 volts. And the CEC peak efficiency for all of them is 96.7. So let's say that it's pretty high in our industrial. So compared to in-phase and APS, actually we let's say we have a little bit higher than them in some products, and some products a bit lower than them. But let's say we are very confident about our product's quality, and we are trying to make the efficiency better, higher. And the maximum currents for all of them is a bit different, but possibly is always 11.5 amps. And these are dimensions you can see. When it's larger, of course, it's bigger. Also, this is the weight, right? Okay, let's go to the next page. This is MI serial, is our Gen 3, just come up this year. And before, the old version of generation 2 was from 250, 300, 350, but now we make it a bit higher. So you have you can start from 300, 350, and 400. So the new feature on the generation 3 is we have a higher output power. We have 400 and 800. So basically, this is the main thing we have changed on the Gen 3. And also, we meet the requirement of NEC 207 on maximum units per branch. So the data actually is the same with the HM. It's the same data sheet. They're the same, but only HM0 they have a bit different about the appearance. Appearance here has the external antenna, and HM0 is internal. So you can see there's no external antenna. Yeah. So let's see what's different here. It's able to find more information for the requirement. Okay, sorry, ignore this page. Let's go to next. So actually we have two types of installations. You can go with a daisy chain version or bus version. But for Europe, we are basically all our clients prefer daisy chain version because for you think that it's easier to install. But if you have a requirement about bus version, we also you can make a requirement to our sales team. And today we only to talk about the installation step for the daisy chain. Actually, it's very easy. You can see here, install the microinverter onto the guide rail and connect the AC cables to each one. And after that, you can put an installation map, which we have we give it to you, and you can connect the DC cables. Connect to DC cables, and then you can check there's a light here. You can check the LED display. After that, you can just install the distribution box and turn on the circuit breaker. It's very easy. That's why we say it's daisy chain. It's easier for most of the installers. They don't have to do anything change on the AC cable, right? This is basically the equipment for the installation. So inverter, BTU, ACN cable, and the MA screw, and the ACN cap. And the required tool for the installation, the multifunction wrench, and the wire cutter, and the wire stripper, and the screwdriver, and the multimeter, and another screwdriver, yeah. So how easy is that? Is you have to just mark the approximate center of each panels on the rail and install the inverter shown as like this way. You can screw the screwdriver in, and the silver color side should be up which because it's better for the heat goes out. It's better that it will not take too much power. When it's too hot, it's not good for the power generation. So also we have a kind of little bit suggest about installation. We highly suggest that for the better signal communication between inverter and micro-inverter and DTU, we just a bit suggestion about you can install it higher or more than 50 centimeters. Let's say you can give more space for DTU to communicate with the panels. Right. This is a AC cable connection. And the end of AC cable, just install the AC end cap. Basically, this is how you install. It's very easy. And after that, you can create an installation map. You have to peel the removable serial number label, and you can place it. And we have a label on this label, on this installation map, and for you it's easier for you to know which area, which inverter, which side, if it's faulty. For you it's easier to operate it after that. Okay, and after all done, connect with the AC panels, DC panels, and then you can just energize the system. So I've talked about our new release is coming up this year. We got a single-phase microinverter, which the name is HME, three-phase microinverter HMT on October as well. For the trial, you can do it. And for the X3 hybrid inverter, we have 10 kilowatt on November. You can give some trial for our customers. And yeah. So for the single phase HME, and there's a new feature compared with the HM0. You can enhance the heat dissipation and extend the machine life. Let's say it's better about the heat goes out. And the rate power is higher, adapt to larger power components. Because we can see that now in the market, there's a lot of components that have a bigger output power now. Let's say we are going to have this 1700 volts microinverter for to adapt the component market as well. But it might come up on October. We will try to hurry it up. If someone has any questions, you can ask. All right. And also the dimensions compared to HM0 and HME is a bit larger, but not that much. And also it's external Wi-Fi. External antenna as well. So, and also we have three-phase HMT with new features compared with the HM0. So this is a three-phase HMT new features. It's a 6-in-1, which means you have to connect with 6 panels. The communication is sub 1G instead of a 2.4G RF. That's what we are using now. And the rate output power is 2250 volts. And we have only bus version. That's what we're talking about. This one is the daisy chain, but this one you can only go with the bus version. You have to install as a bus version only. So also it's our hybrid inverter is going to release on November, let's say, but now for some actually we've been trying this inverter over a year, so we just try to make it more stable, so it takes more time. So for now it only comes up with 3-phase 10 kilowatt, but very soon in next year you'll have a single phase hybrid inverter as well. So let's say this is a big step for us as well. For you can connect with battery and also about the power factor. You can change positive and negative 0.8. And for the zero power function, expo power function, expo limit power function, you can able to change it if you need it. So this is our new project is coming up very soon. Let's say in 3 months. Actually, now for some clients, we can already send some trial inverter. Okay. So this is a data share for now. If maybe later we're changing a bit, just to give you some ideas about what we're gonna have. So actually the maximum DC power input A, input B, you have from 5,000 to 8,000. And the maximum for DC voltage is 1,000 volts. The MPPT voltage range is from 200 to 900. And yeah, basically these two, this is what you care the most. Is also is IP65, which means you can place it outdoor. So about DTU, actually now we have a new release this year. It's a generation 3. Sorry. So this is what we have in stock. Generation 2. It's a DTU G and W100. It's a USB version. It's easy to install. And also we have make some improvement about generation 2, D2G and W100. We make it better communication and more stable signal. So we have a generation 3. Let's say in everything in generation 3 is much better. And also you have a local historical data storage. And also we have D2 Pro. You can see there's 2 antenna here. And you can go with GPRS, you can go with Wi-Fi, you can go with the Ethernet. So this one you can do it multiple choice. And also the signal is pretty strong and stable. About the installation environment, we just recommend that you just have to install in a top roof, close to the panels, and place on the wall, not on the first ground if you have a 3 floor of house. I would just highly suggest install it near to the panels. And also about environment, dry, non-corrosive, liquid and hot objects. And it's with 220 power supply. Temperature we suggest is from minus 20 degree to 55 degree. And about the location, install location, that's what we can see here on the top roof, on the wall. So I can't see it very well. So you can just place a place that's close to your home router if it's a Wi-Fi version, close to the home router, which gives a better communication, and close to the panel, because the DTU is keeping to take some receive some data from the panel, so have to make sure that it's close enough. Yeah, let's say the generation 3 DTU 100 compared to Gen 2 was different. It's a multi-level data storage for 7 days in case the internet breaks down, which means there's one day if your internet breaks down, today or tomorrow, 2 days or 7 days, and 7 days later when you come back home, and you can say, okay, I'll just plug in back, I'll just make it online again. All the data is just storage, which is storage on the DTU. All the data which will be just upload to the platform again. So which means for some clients which the power supply is not as stable, is very useful. Compared to Gen 2, better signal also is better signal between inverter and panels. And also you can do with the remote control. You can remote upgrade, start up, shut down, and restart and update the grid connected file and feedback the system. You can do it on our platform. Upgrade it, start it, shut down inverter, or upgrade the micro-inverter, upgrade the DTU. Okay. And also for DTU 100 and G100, the same. So better signal, open space, 100 meters, like before. So DTU Pro compare with Gen 3 DTU and 100 and G100. What is the difference? For 2 of them, they can do the local data storage for 7 days. But for DTU Pro, you can extend the data storage capacity by using the SD card. You can up to 32G. And the better communication, of course, compared DTU and G100 and W100. The communication between them, it's RF, which can solve a signal blocking problem between the DTU and inverter. And for DTU Pro, you can go with export control management and the zero control, and also you can do the data collection. So if you want to achieve export control management, you have to purchase DTU Pro. Okay, DTU W100 and G100, they have no this function for the export control function. Also, the RS485 port support the SunSpec Modbus for the DTU Pro. This is on the process. The development is expected to be complete on July. All right, and for the there's a USB port for DTU firmware upgrade locally, but normally our client prefer to do it remotely because you can do it online as well. There's a multi-communication interface supporting RJ45, USB, and RS485. There's a 4 LED lights. It's easier to see the working status. And also the maximum communication distance in the open space is 200 meters. And also for some specific material of the roof, you can use this extension signal to install it. This we can supply now. Yeah. So here it will be easier to see. So for the data storage function, DTU W100 can go with 7 days. DTU Pro can up to 32G if you use the SD card. For the communication, W and G100 is 100 meters. DTU Pro is 200 meters. Export management for DTU W100 and G100, there's no dysfunction. DTU Pro, yes. Communication ways, this one can go with Wi-Fi and GPS. DTU Pro, you can go with GPS, Wi-Fi, and Ethernet. And for the multi-communication interface, there's no dysfunction for G and W100. And for DTU Pro, there's the RJ485, USB, and RS485. Antenna is internal, DTU Pro is external. Protocol supporting for W and G100, there's no dysfunction. And we can support for DTU Pro, go with the Modbus, TCP, and RTU. Okay. For the installation, easy. I think everybody, all of you will know, just like a USB. Just plug to the adapter and just install close to the panel, gonna be okay. And after you go with the adapter and everything is power up, you can just open your phone and search a signal from the DTU and connect to it and open our app. This is what I'm talking about, is a generation 3 installation. We have a local app to very easy for installation. So you can just connect with the DTU Wi-Fi, open our installation map, click the network configuration 3G beta, connect to it, choose Wi-Fi, and choose your home network, put the password of your home network, and send to a DTU. And then you have to go to our monitoring platform. After that, I will talk about this later. After that, we have a manual for this. It's more, this was basically just easy to communicate, easy to install. So for DTU Pro version installation, you have to screw these two antennas to the Wi-Fi port and 2.8G port, and place on the wall, or you can place on a table, depends what you like. The same, you can open your phone, connect with the DTU Wi-Fi, choose the network, choose Wi-Fi, You can choose your Wi-Fi of the router and enter the password. If you don't use Wi-Fi, you can use Ethernet. Connect with the cable directly. You can also send to DTU. So it's very easy. So after this step, let's say that DTU is online. And then you have to go to our sorry. Oh, yeah. So after this, we will have a very good manual. We can send it to you after that because it's a bit long to talk about this today. So, okay. So I think some of you is very want to know how to achieve the export management with the DTU Pro, right? So there's 3 types of management about export management. You can go with zero export. You can go with export limit to limit the power within a certain value. Or you can go with production and consumption monitoring. Will be able for you to measure the PV generator generating under a high accurate level. So DTU Pro actually has these 3 functions: zero export, export limit, and production and consumption monitoring. So this is the picture. You can see you can install the meter right here. Install the meter here, and if you put it here, you can control the export limit to the grid. Let's say if you want to set to 0, if you want to set to 200 or 5,000, depends what you need, right? So the installation steps, it's pretty long. You have to control what kind of control type you like, and you have to control your grid, your local grid type, and you confirm your load's capacity of city and meter type selection. Because now we have our core operation company, it's chain meter, which is compatible with our DTU already. And for the single phase, you don't need a meter, you just need a meter for the installation. 谁画了一个圈 ？Sorry. And for the 3-phase inverter, you have to install a meter with 3 CT. Okay, so this is a bit complicated, but we have a very full manual that just give you a quick view about this. So this is basically how it install. So you use an RS485 cable from DTU to the chin meter, and then chin meter connects to the grid. Micro-inverter, DTU Pro, load, meter, and grid. So if there's only one DTU used in a small size PV system, the RS485 port of the meter is connected directly to the RS485 port of DTU using the shield twist pair. If there's more than one DTU involved in the installation, the RS485 port of meter is connected directly to the RS485 ports of DTU in turn. This is how it looks. Okay. About installation is pretty easy as well. After the installation is done on site, you have to go to our platform. And when you create assign a station for your customers, you can complete the settings on the platform. So when you set up a station, you will have to go through all these steps. And at the end, when you have installed meter, you have this export management. You just have to enable the export management function, and then select the grid type. Select the grid type. If you are in Europe, you can go with there's a single phase, 3-phase, split phase, 3-phase, depends your situation. All right, you can choose a grid type, and then choose a location of meter you want to install. And normally people they install the meter on meter B. Some people they prefer to install meter C and A, 2 meters. But basically nobody is going to install 2 meters So all of our clients, they install on meter B, which means you can set the export control limit. Okay, so actually for the meter, there's an ID. You enter the ID here, the ID of meter in one system. Okay, but I have to make sure it's correct because we will not allow it to be duplicated. Okay, after you have to set up the values for the export control limit, how much, 0 or 500, depends what you need. After setup, and this is what you're gonna see, you can see the consumption power and the solar power. Okay. So, okay, let's talk about our monitoring platform now. So our monitoring platform is, you can see the real-time display of each panels. You can see the inverter and the historical data report. You can see what is an alarm and the data, what is fault. Hang on a second. Is anyone is asking questions? Is that you are answering the questions? Good. Sorry. Okay. Also, there's a false check and alarm system, and you can go with a remote control from where upgrade remotely. You can reboot inverter, shut down the inverter. There's a breakpoint continuously transmission. You can store 168 hours of data locally if internet breakdown. And there's a multi-method to achieve online monitoring. You can go with Wi-Fi, LAN, or GPRS. So about the account introduction is, we have different thing here. It's we are the manufacturer. Basically, we'll create an account for our distributors. All right. So let's say distributor, when you sell all your products to installers, you have to create an installer account for the installers. And then you can, monitor the installers. And actually, for the end users, is installer have to create an account for end users. So we have this this level thing. Let's say we create account only for our distributors. But if some installers they are not able to contact their distributors, of course they can reach us. We can also help them. But we would love to know who is the distributor, because for our distributor, it's easy to know that which client is under them. You can give them more functions, because it's you. You have to it's you. You have to give them what kind of functions this client can change, what kind of options they can change, what kind of thing they can see. This is for our distributors. So for this, our logically for us it's easier, and for also for our distributor is better, because you love to know your installers, their account, and how many is better for monitor. So this is our app. We have an end user app and installer app. So you can, for the iPhone, you can search Hoymiles in the App Store. For Android system, you can search in the Play Store. And we have two versions of apps for installer and end users. So on installers version, you can see different page. This is the end user version. You can only see the current power, capacity, current power, peak hour, total energy. And here you can, when you click here, you can see the module layout as well. You can see a daily generation. And when you click the comp relationship, you can see the MIID's communication status. You can see the physical map. You can see which panel, if it's producing or not. Okay, for installer version is a bit different. You can see the quantity of stations, if it's normal, offline, if you are building this station. And there's you can see the current power for all of them, and yeah, total energy and everything, monthly, yearly, total. You can, this is the home page. On the station page and alarm and me. station page, you'll be able to see how many stations, and you can choose them. Also, you can search, you can click here to add. And on the alarm, you can see which DTU is alarming, MI is alarming. All right. So it's basically that's what you can see on installer version. It's very easy, and you have to use the app to installer app for the quick installation as well. So on this page, you can click the 3G and connect with the DTU Wi-Fi, and then you just connect with DTU with the Wi-Fi signal already. And so recently we just come up with some new functions on our app. All right. So it's Generation DTU Pro 3, Generation 3 Pro, and DTU 100 and G100. Sorry. So that's what we have been changing recently. You can see the cloud, the data control, MI status, and DTU information. So on the cloud, you're able to see if it's connected with Wi-Fi, or a communication status if it's good enough, and the last communication time, data control, and the MI status, connected or communicating, or if one is offline, you can just have a look what's going on, if there's an alarm. All right. And for the DTU information, you can see the DTU or a serial number. For the data control, you can see more details here for the end users. For installers. You can see the MI ID, current production power, and when you click here, you can restart and upgrade and reboot inverter. And here is a real-time data for each micro inverter. Here you can see input 1, PV1, PV2, PV3, PV4. If it's working well, you can see the voltage of each panels, each input, if they are good. And also you'll be able to see more details and accurate communication status if you click the signal icon, which is here. Sorry, just go. Yeah, when you click the communication status, you'll be able to see which one is not communication. If maybe it's too far away from the router or something. So it's very good. This is a very good function for our clients to know if the signal is good enough, and they can place the inverter, place the DTU in a better place. Also, you can see DTU information, the software version, because sometimes you can upgrade the DTU version to software version to to avoid some issue, or maybe make it more stable. So also you can do the export management. You can set it on your phone, which means you don't have to carry your laptop onto the roof. So you can do it. You can go with export management, remote control, Modbus protocol. You can all do on your app, on our app. So here it's our demo account for installers. You can download our installation app, but this one is for Android. But this is a bit, you can try to search Hoymiles on the Play Store and search it and try to download it. This is our account name and password. You can try to have a look, and if there's some issues and suggestion, we welcome to receive all your comments. You can send to our service@hoymiles.com. Right? Okay. This is our website for our clients overseas. Word.hoymiles.com monitoring platform. Okay. So that's all for me for today, and you can have a look with our products, and then I think we'll let Walter talk about our project, and you can feel free to send some message to us on here. Sorry. Okay, I will keep talking about our project. So this is our project in Jiangsu, which is a city very close to Shanghai. Okay, this PV system is is pretty big, and this one is in Hangzhou. PV system which is where we base, and this is in Washington, United States. This Hoymiles micro-inverter is a residential system, and this one is in New Jersey, also is in United States, and which is a pretty cute project. So this is our project in Poland, 3,000 kilowatt. And this commercial project in Poland as well is with 18 pieces of MI 600. This is our commercial project in Cuba, 100 kilowatt. So and this one is a gas station in Brazil. It's a pretty big project as well. And this is in South Africa. It's a huge project. It's all installed with MI 600. This is in Maidanon in Ukraine. This one is in Zhejiang Tonglu for some residential project in some school. No, sorry, it's not a school. Right. It's in Bangkok, Thailand. It's in a solar farm here. You can see it's installed on the water as well. So this is our very famous one. It's in Thailand. It's our golf project. It's huge. This has, let's say, there's 500 panels, and it's installed with maybe 15 or 16 DTUs. No, 10 DTUs. Sorry, 10 DTUs. All right, that's all for today. Our technical team is also here. Do you have any questions, please feel free to ask. 他们在问问题吗 ？Sorry. Is anybody had any questions? You can feel free to ask. Huh? Do you have manual to configure DTU Pro? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have a manual to configure DTU Pro.你开始卖我的邮箱了是吗？ Can I use the grid profile of 3rd generation with DTU generation 2? 问小郭都可以吗？可以是 grid We can already, yeah, we can, 可以吧 Yeah, for July, yeah, you can use the grid profile of generation 3 with DTU2. Yeah, you can. And also you can order HM 1200 and 300 and 600. It's already ready. It's ready. It's installed. All right. Yeah, HM0 is in stock. Yes. 刚才玩的直播。 Do you have DC protection when it's connected? Do you need DC protection when connected? No, you don't need a DC protection because the voltage is too low that you don't need a DC protection. 可以的。电脑文件跟3代2代没什么差。
我以为它会用2代的DTU放在3代上面。
看3代。
哦，3代这个Only
Yes, only AC side need the breaker. DC side no breaker.
Yes.
No problem. Can we see the differences between DTU, USB Gen 2 and Gen 3? Can we see the difference between DTU USB? The difference between them, there's not much difference. They look exactly the same, but inside internal, it's we make the signal is stronger than the generation 2, and also it has some there's some changes with the storage, and you can go with the data storage locally, and you can install it very fast with the app. For the generation 2, we have to install it, always go through a website, but now you can just install the app and connect with DTU generation 3, and then you just connect to online directly. You don't have to do anything, which means easier install. Yeah. Only AC. HM. Oh. They look exactly the same. Yes. Outside appearance is exactly the same. How can I activate the third gen? You can do it remotely, online monitoring platform. You can do it. Instruction manual Bible only in English. We are now. Hi, so where you come from? Because now our marketing team is doing a translation by some professionals, and all the translation we will have for Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, and Polish. A 5 version it comes up in the end of August. Yes, on August, all the German version it comes up. Okay. Storage slopes in Y. What are the storage slopes in stocks? Water, you can answer the question.
Hello, Michal. For storage inverters, in August we will have a first batch, which is 50 pieces, but 30 pieces can be sent for test, and another 20 we will test by ourselves. So in this year we won't ship to Rotterdam in stock. So because in this year we need to do some tests, so we only produce the first 50 pieces batch. If you are interested in, we can send you as a sample.
Hi, July. You can email to our after sales team. Service. Sorry. Do you have any stock in Europe now? Water. Which product? Sorry, which product are you asking, Michael? Michelle? Sorry, Michelle. Michelle. Sorry. Very nice. Which model are you asking, Michelle? MI 350 700。 Enough stuff. Quantities. Please send me quantities. 他那个Michelle， 他这样私聊我，他那个点错。
他给你私聊。
他说你给他发个数量吧，350、700，你记一下呀。
给你私聊了。
他可能看错误了吧。350 350 700 and 1500 1500 quantities MI for Rotterdam. 没有，现在 Rotterdam for official notification. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. So, if you don't have any more questions, we will just end the meeting today. Okay. So, if any questions, issues for the commercial, you can contact Walter, which is our sales director. And any service issue, you can send an email to service@hoymiles.com. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Bye.
不搞了，
怎么关？什么啊？
夜那么多，赶紧关。就是你想关的时候又来一个问题，你想关的时候又来一个问题，就在这。
没有问题，好吗？
你永远不是，你永远结束不了吗？我意思就是直接去关一下好呀。
那可能可以啊。
不是在线解了，好了。
在线解了，人家还是有印象，可以去筛选嘛。今天进来的人都可以筛选。
我操，那个谁来？
不是什么？现在的。
是吗？没有。